Greetings, and welcome again to All Your Cricket. A spicy second day in the World Test Championship as 14 wickets fell on a day when Pat Cummins crossed the 300 mark. The great Patrick Cummins, as Australia get their noses just ahead, in my opinion, Samir. Today, Australia, after scoring 212, hit back by bundling out South Africa for 138, with Bedingham getting 45, Bavuma getting 36. Patrick Cummins responding to Kaiso Rabada's 6 wicket haul, got a 6 wicket haul himself, 6 for 28. They now lead by 218 runs. Today, I have with me, as always, Malik, who is here to break down today's play. What an exciting game we have on our hands here, Samir.
Unbelievable. The momentum shift at Lords was just earth shaking. That's what it was. It was like just moving from Australia to South Africa back to Australia. Unbelievable cricket. Australia started the second innings with a 74-run lead after, I would say, one of the greatest captaincy performances of all time at Lords. Pat Cummins, man, this guy is in unbelievable company. Now he joins Richie Bernard and Imran Khan as the most successful Test captain bowler. Imran Khan obviously way ahead everybody with 187 wickets as Test captain. Richie Bernard has 138, and I'm pretty sure by the time Pat Cummins is done, he's going to be ahead of Richie Bernard because he already has 136 wickets. But unbelievable performance, man, today by Australia. I think it was a great day. Once again, the South Africans did fight back, but then Australia's lower order has taken them to a 218-run lead at the end of the day.
Pat Cummins, 300 wickets, Samir. What can we say about Patrick Cummins? What a champion.
I think he is the best cricketer of this era. Not the best batsman, not the best bowler. I'm talking about the best cricketer of this era. I rate Pat Cummins as number one in this era.
Wow.
Hey, listen. Let me just go
That is
through. I
that
was
is
looking at some of these stats. Okay, that Pat
complete.
Cummins. You got to remember he has 300 Test wickets. Okay, and he has these with the fewest number of balls. The only guy ahead of him is Rabada. Okay, Vakar Yunus, Dale Steyn, and Alan Donald are ahead of him in the fewest balls to take 300 wickets. He is even ahead of Malcolm Marshall in 300 wickets. So he just to let you know how good he is. Then on top of it, he did it in 68 Test matches. Okay, and remember, he doesn't open the bowling for Australia. He's the first change bowler, right? Which is even more unbelievable. And then on top of it, look, he's number 3 now as captaincy wickets, which is very, very important. So out of his 300 wickets, 136 have come through captaincy. That is a huge number. That's ahead of Gary Sobers. That's ahead of Vittori. That's ahead of Kapil Dev. Those are some big, big names in this world. Then on top of it, he is the best bowler of Australia with a bowling average of almost 18 in wins. He's ahead of Dennis Lilly there, ahead of McGrath there. Once again, remember, these are two big bowlers of Australian history. Then on top of it, let me tell you something else. In the World Test Championship, the only guy who's ahead of him in World Test Championship wickets is Nathan Lyon, his teammate. He's at 206 wickets. He's ahead of everybody there. Then, listen to me. This is another big stat. Most wickets for Australia as a first change pacer. Remember, I told you he doesn't bowl with the new ball. He's the first change bowler. He has so many wickets there ahead of everybody again. Then, the batters that he's dismissed, okay, during his Test career. Joe Root, he's dismissed him 11 times. We know Joe Root is one of the greatest batsmen of this era, right? 13,000 runs. If Joe Root is going to end up probably with more runs than Sachin Tendulkar if he plays for another 3 years. So, once again, look, I think he's the best cricketer of this era.
Samir, while South Africa were in their play, we always felt that if there was one good partnership, obviously they were chasing a small, what we'd call a small target of 212 to gain sort of what we call first innings honors. And one solid partnership, we felt South Africa would be in business. When Temba Bavuma, Samir, was caught, a moment of magic. And that's what good teams do, Samir. Good teams, they make something out of nothing. That
Yep.
was an absolutely fantastic catch there by Marnus Labuschagne, which really turned the game on its head.
Hey, listen, he took all the wickets for Australia today. He got Bavuma out, which was a great catch by Levistein, right? Great catch. You have to admit to it. It's a test match. You don't expect catches like this. It was a great catch. Then he gets Bedingham, he gets Kyle Vernine, he gets Jansen, he gets Rabada. He got all the wickets today that Australia took. It wasn't as if, Hazelwood took wickets today, Starc took wickets today. They took wickets yesterday with the new ball. Today, it was all the Pat Cummins show. He's bowling with a 45 over old ball and he's taking wickets. That is the beauty of this guy, man. I'm telling you, this guy is unbelievable. I think, South Africa got back into it. Once again, hey, listen, Australia had a lead of 74, right? And then on top of it, they had a decent start, right? And they were 28 for no loss. And then guess what happens? Rabada strikes again, right? Rabada
Well,
again with 3 wickets. This guy has
well,
8 wickets already. He gets another couple, he'll have 10 wickets for this match.
well, here's the thing though, Samir. With a lead of 74, if my math is correct, in the context of this game, that's a huge lead.
Huge, huge lead.
When I spoke, we're talking while the game was going on, and we had said, listen, for South Africa to have any chance of winning this game, they need to overhaul the Australian score because there is no way Australia were going to bat as badly as they did in the
Hey,
first
listen,
inning.
but they did. They were
Twice.
73 for 7. South Africa had them on the ropes. And guess what happens then? Alex Carey, man. Alex Carey scores 43 or 50 balls and changes the game. A fearless knock on a pitch like this is what changes the game. And now they're up by 218. And I think they're going to win this game now. It's going to be very, very tough for South Africa. Depends on conditions tomorrow, but based on what we've seen, 218 is a very, very big total on this pitch.
Yeah, I mean, many people said that Lungi and Ngidi should not even have played this game. Maybe someone like Dane Patterson or someone would have been a better bowler on this large pitch with the slope. But in Ngidi today, Samir, I mean, after not looking, at his best in the first innings, really took this game by the scruff of his neck.
Yeah. He stood up. Big wickets. Steve Smith, um, Webster both scored 72 and 66 in the first innings, right? And then he gets Pat Cummins, right? With the beauty of a delivery. After
Yeah.
Pat Cummins had hit him for a 4, he came back immediately. But then, I'm going to be honest, what saved Australia is Alex Carey and then Mitchell Starc supporting Alex Carey. And they got to 144 at the end of the day. Hey, listen, I think 218 is a good enough lead. I don't think South Africa makes it. And if South Africa has to make it, somebody has to stand up. Just like Alex Carey stood up at 73 for 7 and got his team to 144, just like that, I think one of the South African batsmen has to stand up, raise his hand and say, I'm going to take this match by the scruff and win it. I don't think it's possible with this Australian attack.
Samir, it is not day 5. Tomorrow is not going to be day 5. It's the last day of this test match, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
it's not day 5. It is day 3. I think this pitch is going to be pretty good tomorrow.
Hey, listen, the pressure of chasing 200 plus, even on day 3, is going to be like chasing 500 on this pitch. And I know for a fact that Pat Cummins, Hazelwood, and Starc, and then on top of it, Nathan Lyon are not going to make it easy for South Africa. I think South Africa is going to be nervous. You did see some glimpses today. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Yesterday night, Bavuma was nervous, scored 3 runs of 37 balls. Guess what happened? He came back today and he scored at a decent strike rate. I think he scored 33 or 47 balls today. So he looked good. Same thing with David Bedingham. He looked good. But I think somebody will have to step up and probably score a big 80 or 100 to get this win. They're not getting this win if one of these guys doesn't step up.
Who is the key for South Africa tomorrow, Samir? I think it's going to be. I think the key is going to be Aiden Markham tomorrow and Tristan Stubbs. I think those two guys need to score runs tomorrow for South Africa to have
I
any
agree.
chance.
I agree. Hey, listen, there's a reason why they got all out for 138. Aiden Markham gone for 0. Tristan Stubbs gone for 2. But it's not easy, man. I've debated this, and you said that, hey, listen, Aiden Markham's a very good test opener. I think he is. There's no question about it. But hey, listen, a guy like Aiden Markham should be averaging in the high 40s. Remember, he averages in his mid 30s in Test cricket. So he has left a lot to be desired. If he wants to be considered a South African great going forward, this is the innings that is going to count. The fourth innings. The fourth innings is usually the most important innings of anybody's career. And if you stand up in the fourth innings, I consider you to be a great batsman. Whoever steps up tomorrow for South Africa, that's the guy that I'm going to be voting for.
How many more runs will Australia be looking to get tomorrow?
Hey, I think Australia has enough, in my opinion. Obviously, things can change. But I think if Australia gets another 20, it's going to be very, very tough.
Yeah. Definitely going to be tough to make 230, 240.
Yeah. And Australia won't make it easy, right?
They won't make it easy, but just with the pressure of the World Test Championship, Samir, this trophy, initially when the ICC came out with the World Test Championship, I don't think a lot of nations really took it that seriously. But it's become...
Australia has been taking it seriously, man.
It has become a very coveted trophy.
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah.
My feeling, Roger, once again, I agree with you. Aiden Markham is key.
Mm-hmm.
But I really believe that it's going to be Bavuma who's got to take them home. He's the captain. He's in charge. This is his biggest test carrier game. It does not matter. It's the biggest stage for him.
It's going to mean a lot for him here. It's going to mean a lot for him. He came under a lot of pressure as captain of this team. A lot of people thought that he should not have been the captain. Obviously, South Africa has this quota system, which says a certain number of players have to be picked of color.
Hey, listen, a lot of people say he shouldn't even be in the team.
Right, but he's captain of this team. So I think Bavuma has proven himself, though. I think he has proven himself as a good leader, as a good batsman who merits his place in the team for the last 2 years. His record over the last 2 or 3 years has been very good. He's averaged almost 60 in this cricket. So it's going to be a feather in the cap for Bavuma if they can pull it off tomorrow. But I think Australia, Samir, as we said at the start of this game, I maintain just ahead.
Yes, I agree. Hey, listen, they're just ahead until proven otherwise, right? And somebody's got to step up. I keep on saying Bavuma. I said it yesterday that he's got to step up. He looked extremely nervous yesterday. I don't think he looked nervous today. Maybe it was just the first day of a World Test Championship, which he had not experienced. Remember, the Australian side has experienced this before. And most of the players playing for Australia have experienced success, right? South Africa doesn't have that. So I think this is going to be a very, very great day tomorrow. Whoever wins is going to thoroughly deserve it. And once again, listen, it's day 3, but probably the final day of this test match.
A.B. de Villiers is on commentary. He was in India rooting for RCB when they won the championship. Now he's at Lords rooting for South Africa. Will lightning strike twice at the same
A.B. de Villiers is going to be over the moon if that happens.
All right. So, again, as Samir said, and I think Australia just ahead. But it would be exciting to see South Africa take their first ICC title tomorrow. Let's see.
Take care, guys. See you tomorrow.